Hey everybody, welcome to Victorious, the Masterclass on activation, activating your desires and manifesting with ease and speed. I'm Keri Johnson. For those of you who do not know me, I am a manifesting and business success coach. I've been an entrepreneur all my life, a glorified hustler for the majority of it actually. I never knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was never on my radar at all. I fell into it when I was younger, and my so-called fairy tale turned into a little bit of a nightmare when the person I was married to, we had different ideas on how my life was going to look. So it didn't work out. I didn't know what to do. I was young. I was in fear. I had no talents that I thought of. I didn't have any passions. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had a baby, and my life was falling apart. So I listened to society throughout my entire life and their belief systems. And, when I needed help on what am I supposed to do? How am I going to make money? Now I've got a baby, to add to the mix. And how do I get divorced? What do I do? I was paralyzed with fear. What I knew at that very moment was that I had a baby and I had a camera, and I could pray. I could pray to whoever would listen to help me and guide me and lead me. And funnily enough, I never knew what was going to happen I knew what was going to happen that current day, but I never knew really the next step or the next day or the how or what my life would look like in a month or 5 years. We don't know how we're going to get there ever. We listen to the guidance and our inner voice, and when you're getting inspired action to do something, take it because it's fun. And then you're being led and guided on the right path. And I've had many paths that I've gone down, and my goal is to show you guys which ones are fun and which ones to stay away from. I've already done it. Do not go on that path over there. I have experienced and survived bankruptcies, divorce, courts, lawyers, just so much, craziness, like we all have. We all have stories. And I didn't have any, guidance or leaders. So I finally had to figure it out myself. And the things that I was saying were coming true. Whatever I said came true. And I didn't know the energy and the frequencies and the law of attraction. I didn't know any of that at that time. But I knew that what I said, and if I prayed and if I asked for guidance, things would work out. And I needed to find out what that energy was. So for those of you who do know me, as you're hopping on, say hi. You've probably heard the story before, so I don't want to get into it too deeply, but I didn't know what this energy was, and I finally happened upon it. So the law of attraction, it's called, I guess. It was a secret. It was Wayne Dyer, and I'm like, wow, you've got to be kidding me that there's something to this magical world. There's something to this. We can actually use the energy. I was calling in good things, and I was calling in bad things. So I was like, I need to be able to figure out how to control the bad and the good, call in more good and keep out the bad. So I used some of this information. It wasn't perfected when I really needed it, but I used some of it when I was going through my court cases, and I was manipulating it to a way where things would work out for me. Everything would work out in my best interest, not manipulating it in a bad way, but setting it up so I would still have success. So I was in faith more than fear. So manifesting and law of attraction work in life that way as well. It's not only for calling in like materialistic things or luxury items or money or clients. It works across the board. So my goal was always, and still is, my passion to help other women that are going through stuff like this, to have an easier way. You can have an easier way through the court system or avoid it altogether. But if you're in it, there's an easier way. To offer the guidance on manifesting and mindset and law of attraction to women and men too, but mainly women because, I was alone, single mother, whatever. So my heart, I feel for the women, to show them that they can have a passion that they love, that they can find something. We all have gifts. So whether you know it or not, we all have gifts, we all have passions, we all have talents. And I didn't know I had any of them, and I ended up making a very successful business out of my photography until the market crashed. Whole nother story. That's a whole nother chapter. But to help women find their passion, find their gifts, find something that they love to do that they can make money at. So they don't have to be without, that they don't have to ask someone else or rely on someone else for money, so that they have the freedom to live that they want to, how they want to, that they don't need, they want, they desire. So that's a whole nother thing about the way that you can use the law of attraction. So a question is, if we can create our reality, then why doesn't everybody just have anything that they want? Why don't we just snap our fingers and everybody's a millionaire, everybody has all their clients, everybody just has perfect lives? Because the feeling is part of the secret, the feeling of it, not just the desiring of it. So we need the desire, because we have to ask for what we want. We have to have the feeling of it and activate the feeling of it. And we have to have the belief system in order to get what we want. It can't be done out of desperation either. So to do it in a playful way. So I want to go over some of those things with you. So what is manifesting? So if anybody's been in the world of manifesting, this is going to be great for you. If you're new to this, this is also going to be great for you, this information. So manifesting is activating ideas, basically bringing something from the invisible into the visible, bringing something from our imagination, creating it in our mind that's not even there, creating it with something other than our five senses, because when we're creating something in our mind, we can't see it yet, we can't smell it, we can't taste it, but we can in our imagination. So we're going to different realms and pulling in from these different realms something out of the invisible and bringing it into the physical. That's basically what the manifesting is all about. So the law of attraction is like attracts like, positive to positive, negative to negative, and it's just science. It just is what it is. Like there's no discrimination around any of that. If we're thinking positive, we get good things. If we're thinking negative, we get bad things. And you can continue down the rabbit hole, or get more positive things that you want. But there's a law that supersedes the law of attraction, and that's the law of vibration. Because we live in a world that vibrates with frequency and energy. Frequency waves that we can't see, but we have got to have the feeling first, then that creates the vibration. And then wherever we are on the vibrational scale, we can line up with our desires. And most of the times, our desires are up here and our beliefs are down here. So we want this up here, but we don't know how to get up there. So we continue to think along this way, kind of thinking, but I want that, and since I don't have it, I'm kind of upset and frustrated. And so we have to meet our desire. And we meet our desire with our emotions and getting on the right vibration and frequency so we can match up with the desire to call it in. So of course we can't see this, but we can feel it. So depending on how you're feeling, that tells you what vibration you're on. If you're feeling good, you're on a high vibration. If you're feeling super excited, you're on a really high vibration. If you're feeling down and out, frustrated, sad, lonely, worried, you're on a low vibration. And sometimes it's just best to go take a nap. Don't manifest from that place because it's not a good place. Or just try to get to either the next best thought or to neutral. Just to something neutral. You don't even have to go to a good vibration. Just try to get to neutral if you are in that place of a low vibration. And there are a lot of things that we can't see. So I can't see the energy, I can't see the frequency, but I also can't see love. I also can't see prayers. I can't see, what else can't we see? There are a lot of things that we can't see, so that's when the faith comes in. Faith and trust that if you match up to your desires, you'll be calling things in. So we never know the how. So the how's not up to us, which is one of the awesome things I think about this, because the how seems too difficult, and that's what keeps a lot of people stuck. Well, if I need this much money, or if I need these clients, or if I need this, how? I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So therefore, the how usually, kind of paralyzes people down to not being able to reach that desire because they're so focused on the how. And this process is not a linear game. This is a imagination. We are pretending. We are getting creative. So sometimes for the linear thinkers, it's difficult to actually reach that emotional state if they can't see it, feel it, touch it. So it's very important to know that it's okay to just be a little bit more creative, go inside your imagination, start pretending, start creating, start making things up like we did as kids. Pretend like you're a kid. Get excited like you are a child. Manifesting is working for us all day long, every day. So when I hear people say it's not working for me or I'm doing it wrong, that's not true. If you're not seeing the things that you want, if you're not seeing the desires that you want, then there's just something a little off in your frequency, and that's no big deal. We can fix it. but to recognize it, like, why did this show up? Okay, something must be off with me. I need to rework my frequency. I need to start feeling better, thinking better, because I don't want to start calling in bad things. I want to call in my good things. So since manifesting is working, since we're working with energy and frequency all day, every day, why not have it work for us? Why not get the skill set so we can actually, consistently and precisely manifest the things that we want and have good days? And when we have bad days, we're human, of course it's going to happen. We know how to shift it. We know how to get out of that bad day. We don't stay there so the universe can serve us up more of that, more of that, more of that. We want the good things. We want the universe to serve us up more of the yummy stuff of life. So let's see. I love teaching manifesting because it is the most solid foundation of life and success that I have found. Obviously, we want a lot of things in life. We want business, we want success, we want good relationships, we want love. There are so many different desires out there that we crave, whether they're materialistic, whether they are, health, fitness, anything like that. It doesn't always have to be materialistic or money. But there's so many things out there. But in order to actually get the full experience of the desire, it all starts with your mind. It all starts in your mind. It all starts with manifesting. So why not go straight to the source? That's why I like going straight to the source, because anything I'm creating in the future is created from a space of my mind, my imagination. Anything and everything we see around us was first thought in someone's mind. This iPhone, Steve Jobs. The computer, Steve Jobs again. Starbucks, someone thought of a coffee shop, Every single thing starts with an idea. And we get ideas downloaded all day, every day. There are so many ideas. When they say, ideas are a dime a dozen. My dad used to say some ideas are good, some are bad, and some are just ideas. Without the 80,000 thoughts that are going through our mind, a lot of them are ideas, and we can take what we want and run with it, leave some other ones. But sometimes we get stuck with all of the commotion going on in our mind and the fear of, let me take that idea and see if I can work something with it. Maybe someone's going to say, oh, you can't do anything with that. Or those voices start popping up and the belief systems start popping up. So you're afraid to even do anything with the idea. Or you're not afraid to do anything with the idea. Maybe you just don't know how to take it to the next level. Your mind will help you with all of this. All of it. It's so magical. It's not magic, but it's so cool. I absolutely love it. I love it. It's my passion. Can you tell? So practicing this, like anything else, this is a skill set. This is a lifestyle. It's a daily practice to get better at it. It's a daily routine, and it does not have to take much time. It does not have to be that long. You can actually have fun doing it. So everybody's practicing. Doctors are practicing their medicine. Lawyers, it's a law practice, right? Athletes are practicing and perfecting their skill set. They don't just show up, on Mondays and not the rest of the week. They're practicing, they're working, they're determined, they're motivated, they are coached to be the best, to be victorious, to win. And we all have that. We all have that opportunity. It's just the skill set. You just have to practice the skill set. Even as kids, walking, they crawl, they scoot, they crawl, then they start walking, they fall, they bang their head into a table. They don't stop walking, they don't quit walking. There's not an adult that I have ever met that only crawls because he was afraid to finish walking because he hit his head and bruised his face and someone laughed at him when he was a toddler. That just doesn't happen. We practice to ride bikes. Kids fall off the bikes, they get back on the bike. So the kids are the best. So going back to the kids and the determination that kids have, to tie their shoes, to walk, to ride bikes, and the athletes and the doctors and everybody else. So we have the same opportunity to show up and be determined and win at life, This is not about surviving. It's not about just making enough to make ends meet. This is about thriving. If you are surviving and you're like, whew, finally, I got that last bit of money, my bills are paid for the month, but what am I gonna do next month? Surviving and survival is just one step away from not being okay. And I don't like that. I don't like that percentage. I don't like being that close to not being okay. There's no reason for it. And the only thing that keeps us down there is our belief system. Isn't that crazy? Like when they say that we are the only ones that stop us, it's true. We are the only ones that get in our own way. So consistent results, I like that. I don't want to know, I don't want a huge month and then all of a sudden not know what's going to happen for 3 months, then maybe get another huge month and then all of a sudden maybe get a big bill. Like that's kind of like sloppy manifesting. And manifesting on demand is very fun when you can start calling in amounts. The more I track my wins and I can double my goal for the next month is when I double my goal for the next month. Also by activating it, what we're gonna talk about too. If you don't track what you're doing, it's hard to know where you're at. We don't know how we're gonna get there until we get there, but we certainly can look back and start tracking, like, what did I do all month? And be proud of like everything that you did in the past month. You'll see the progress of, oh wow, okay. So I don't have to be worried about how to get into the future, why it's taking so long, what's gonna happen tomorrow for 5 months, whatever, a year from now. I trust that whatever I'm saying and calling in is going to come in, because look at everything I did in the past. And I also like going back in the past and finding like really cool moments, rock star moments, and grabbing that energy and grabbing that excitement and logging that in your mind, in your heart, so you can call on that emotion. Because if this is an emotions game, it's an emotions game. Emotions are the key. So getting clear on desires, like I say that all the time, people do not know what they want, or they're afraid to say it. And I was just talking to someone the other day, and she would not tell me anything she wanted other than, I want them to be happy. I want them, my kids to be happy, my family to be happy and healthy. She was keeping everything off of herself. That's great and everything, but we have to start with us first. We have to give ourselves the oxygen first before we can, help other people. So don't be afraid to dream big, to want, to desire. It is okay. Everybody's worth and worthy of having whatever you want. So don't limit yourself because you're afraid or not feeling it, or just start writing things down. Write down whatever you want. And if you want 12 private jets, then write down 12 private jets. It is okay. It's okay. So as long as you're not wanting it to make you feel better or to give you more confidence, that's a whole different thing. You want it because you want it, and that's why, then that's why, period, the end. Dream, dare to dream big, and then do. Don't be afraid to take the action that you're given, the inspired action, because that will get you there, and it will get you there fast. Defining your vision, because we can't get things that we don't ask for. You have to ask. The universe doesn't really know what to deliver, and then there's like sloppiness going around and things coming in that you're not really sure about, or you kind of said that but you weren't really clear on it. Don't get stuck on, well, I'm not sure if I might want to change that later. Write it down. You can always change it later. So just to get clear on your vision, know what you're asking the universe, so the universe knows what to deliver you. We can only get what we desire and what we know we want. So let's see. All right, I have a visual for you too, where a number of people get stuck too when it comes to this. They get stuck in looking at their current reality. So if you were gonna look at your bank statement, whatever, look at your relationship or look at your bank statement, and if you just see that number, I'm just gonna go with the bank statement. If you see that number and it gives you a little bit of panic or frustration, people get stuck on that one-to-one, visual. I'm seeing it, it's making me frustrated, I don't like the number on it, and then they talk about it, and then the universe serves them up more of it. Or they're looking at their spreadsheet, they haven't had a client, they haven't had a sale in a while, and they're only seeing the paper. They're seeing it, and that's it. It's a very shallow depth of field. Okay, so we're changing this. When we're activating, we're changing this depth of field, because it's too shallow for me, and it's not the truth. It's a physical reality right now, but there are so many other things in the energetic world that we can call in and grab, and that's where I prefer to be, in the energetic realm, calling in things. Because if I don't like what it looks like and doesn't feel good to me, then I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay on this boat. So if you imagine you've got a cactus plant in front of you, if you close your eyes and imagine you've got a cactus, it's kind of prickly. Life can get that way sometimes. and you're frustrated. Life's not working for me. It's hard. It's prickly. I'm afraid to even touch it. It has little needles all over it. Okay, so I see a cactus plant in front of me. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to pick a different plant because this one doesn't feel very well, but I don't want more of it. So I'm not going to stay there very long. I'm going to go and pick a different one. Now, what if I take a dozen roses and exchange my cactus plant in my mind, and I put a dozen roses in front of me? What does that look like? Oh, well, that feels like love. That feels exciting. It feels different than the cactus plant. So, okay, so now I see the roses in front of me. My emotions have completely changed because the plant's gone and I've got beautiful roses. And then wherever the roses came from, maybe they were a surprise, maybe they were from a love, maybe they're just, they're from a friend. I don't know. But the roses give a different emotion than the cactus plant. Close your eyes again, pull a different plant. Maybe sunflowers. What do sunflowers represent? That gives me a feeling. It gives me a feeling of summer. It gives me a feeling of warmth, that everything's going to be okay. So whenever you see a bank statement or a spreadsheet, the cactus plant in front of you, okay, this is a little prickly for me. Close your eyes and grab something else. You don't like the bank statement? Close your eyes, grab a different number, and throw it on the bank statement. If you're activating your emotions and seeing something different in your mind, whatever we can create in our minds, we can create in reality. That's science. I think Einstein said that. The smart men said that. Whatever we can see. So you don't like what you see? Close your mind, grab a different reality of it. Get excited about it. How does it feel when you switch out the thing that you don't like? It feels better. And again, you can keep creating different numbers. So don't get stuck on, well, what if I don't want that number? Maybe I want a different number later. Don't worry about it. Keep creating, keep creating. So has anybody been to an IMAX movie? One of those huge, gigantic screens that wrap around the entire movie theater. And they're playing usually roller coaster things or movies that you're falling off cliffs or looking over or whatever. And you can get in to the feeling of that. Your stomach's dropping, you can see over the cliff, you're on a hot air balloon ride. We can feel what that feels like and we're not there. We are only viewing the movie, but that screen is affecting our emotions. That screen is affecting our mind. So imagining movies like that affect you like that, that's what we have to do with ourselves. That is how we have to activate our own emotions, our own desires, our own movie that's in our own mind. We go to the movies to, for enjoyment, for entertainment, to escape reality sometimes. And we are in someone else's movie. And we are celebrating with them, we're crying with them, we're feeling, whatever they're feeling. We are, we're just right there in the drama, the family drama. We are in the movie. The emotions that the director takes you on this ride activate our emotions. That's the activation you need to activate your emotions to call in your desires fast. How we see a movie. And that's what we have to do in our own mind. What is the movie that I want to see? What are my scenes that I want to activate? The actors in these movies become the role. They become the role. There's not, Julia Roberts showing up in Pretty Woman and all of a sudden she's like, hey, I'm Julia. No, she's whoever played, whatever her character was. They become the role so much that sometimes they don't get out of the role. I don't know if the Joker ever got out of his role. I think that scene, that character screwed a lot of people up mentally. Actors come together, for love scenes in movies and then end up being, in relationships afterwards because they're becoming those characters. That's what we can do in our own lives. We don't have to, have the fantasy of going to see someone else's movie. We can do that in our own world, in our own lives. And that's so powerful. So powerful. So if I ask you, if I say the movie Rocky, what does that bring up to you? What do you think about when you think about the movie Rocky? I see him jumping around on the stairs, running up, he's all excited and he's in his gray sweatsuit, but we can hear the music of that, or the end scene when he finally won, this underdog finally won. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. My body's reacting to thinking about Rocky. So can we get our bodies and our mind to react that way about our own desires, the things that we want in our lives? Sure, like we don't have to come back to our homes and be like, back to my normal life. No, you can have your own epic movie, you know? You have to have your emotion first, and then it hits the vibration. Then you have the vibration, and then your manifestation will eventually come in. The how's not up to us. The universe goes around, puts all the pieces together for us. We trust that, and we move on, or we continue launching rockets of desire, as Abraham Hicks would say. We keep launching them. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. I'm excited. Now you have it. You take it. I trust that you're going to take it and then deliver it to me whenever it's ready. And we don't have to care about the time of it either. We have to feel what we want. We have to feel success before we get successful. We have to feel the techniques and show up and do them. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, but we have to ensure that we're happy now. And a lot of times people think that when they get the desire, that's going to create happiness for them. Once it comes, then I'll be happy. Once I see it, then I'll believe it. Once I get it, then and that's not the way. You'll never get it. It never comes like that. And a lot of people that have the desires that some of us want aren't happy. I've seen it across the board. They've got everything that they said that they want, and they're still not happy. Something is still missing in their lives, and I don't want that. I don't want to finally get to the end and then all of a sudden be like, you know what, I got everything I wanted. Why am I still not happy? So we all have treasures that some of the most wealthy people don't have. The things that you can't buy with money. Health, relationships, peace of mind, love. You know, people are lonely. Doesn't matter how much money you have if you're not feeling well and if you don't have people around you. So to take an inventory list of the treasures that you already have, be grateful for the things that you already have, will only deliver more things for you to be grateful for. And impressing your subconscious with a few things. These are just a couple examples of what you could do right now in this very moment. Claiming a desire, I claim in this very moment, I have. Thank you, universe, for delivering this to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I now possess whatever it is. And then feel into it for a little bit, you know. Thinking about how is a problem and a block for a lot of people. So if we also can switch the how to the why, change the direction of your thoughts, this will change your life. It'll change your life. So I don't care how it's going to come. Why do I want it? I want it. I want it to help others. I want it to give myself and my family a better life. I want it for freedom. I want that because I can offer my gifts to the world with it. I can be better once I have that. So if you switch it from how is it going to happen? I don't know how it's going to come in, blah, 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 to, well, this is why I want it. Thank you. You know, I will be able to do X, Y, and Z with it once I have it, serve, offer my gifts, be better, stuff like that. So that is a good way of switching your mindset and your frequency to get to the right vibration. So also, when you're in the flow, you'll know it. It feels good, and things just happen with ease. Your messages, you know, all your clients are happy. You get random messages of people wanting to buy your product or to book your service. Someone just thought about you and referred you to someone, and then, you know, everything's energy. So if you're in the right vibration, there's so much going around behind the scenes. That's why the how is not up to us. Just know that the universe is working behind the scenes, and, you know, expect good things to happen, and good things will. So I've got a couple questions for you guys. You can mark it down in the chat if you want to. If not, this is just for you to put in your own journals, just to ponder for clarity, because I'm very much about confidence, clarity, and of course cash. But getting clear is difficult for some people too. So if you don't have a desire that you want, what do you think is holding you back from it? That would be the first question. Why don't you have it? And what's the block? Do you think? Why don't you have it? It could be confidence, it could be fear, or it could be something else that I don't know. And then on a scale from 1 to 10, how ready are you to work to actually go get it? Some people don't know the next step, which is fine. A lot of people don't know the business steps, and that's what, the programs are for. Some people know the steps but aren't sure. They're afraid for the next move. They're afraid maybe if they get the thing that they want, more scariness will come with it, more work, more fear. But then we're projecting, things that aren't even going to happen into the world. So I'm just curious, on a scale from 1 to 10, how ready are you to do the work to get there? And then do you feel like you are aligned in your current life, your current business? So those are some good questions just to even write down in your journal about, to ask yourself. And that will help you get a little bit more clear on how to go after your desires. And then to get rid of some of the old belief systems too. This is funny. Okay, so I keep hearing doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results is, I think, called insanity. But I also was thinking, we do that same thing over and over again and get the same result, but that's also a tradition. So, but then again, a lot of traditions turn into insanity situations. But so the traditions that we were brought up on, some of them, the great-grandmother did it, the grandmother did it, the mother did it, I might do it, my daughters are watching me do it, and it could have started from the great-grandmother just doing something random because she couldn't, maybe she was stirring her pot of Italian sauce and pouring in all of her ingredients with her left hand. So now that's what everybody does. We all have the same technique, but maybe the technique was only started off like that for no reason. There was really no reason behind it. My daughter caught me carrying 2 cups to the table, and then I go and get the plates. 2 cups, and that was the habit I got in. I just grabbed the cups, and finally she asked me, after so many years, because she would watch me do this, so she thinks this might be some sort of magical thing I'm doing, this magical tradition that I have. And she finally asked me, okay, so why do you do that? She wanted to get it down because my kids want to be like me. Most of our kids are watching us and looking at us. Okay, so so you grab 2 cups, you grab them like this, and then why do you do that? Okay, tell me. She thought there was really a magical answer behind it. And I'm like, oh my God. Only because I can't carry everything. I don't have a tray. I just grab the cups. I only have 2 hands. That's it. So a lot of these beliefs have been set up thinking that there's more behind it than really there is. So drop the beliefs that don't serve you. If you want to stir your sauce with the left hand, if you want to grab 3 cups at once, whatever works best for you. I just thought that was funny. Okay, so part of the activation in the emotions, so we've done a lot. If you go back and rewatch this video, there's been a lot of information, and it sounds like a lot of information, but really the techniques are very simple. Get clear on your desires, go into the movie of your mind, and get excited about it, and launch it to the universe. I have in my new activating program that's starting on July 10th. That our welcome call is going to start on July 10th. I have the most powerful technique that I've used that I will be sharing in that group. I will be activating you, showing you how to do it. It's part of the skill set. It's one of the most elite methods that I can activate someone in 30 seconds. I'll do 45 and 60 seconds. 30 is not quite enough, but I can do it in 30 seconds. To get you from here to here on the emotional scale, to have the massive jump, to activate your desires, to get you to the strongest emotional point, and we've got 3 weeks together. So that program it's 3 weeks. We will be working on activating your desires with this massive technique that I have that I absolutely love. I'll tell you what it's done for me. Consistent 5-figure months and a 5-figure day, a high 5-figure day. Why? Because a couple months prior, I did a scene in my mind about it. I did a scene. And when I do scenes in my mind and I activate them, they come true. Because that's how the world works. It just works like that. And I don't share anything that I haven't done and hasn't worked for me. That's why I'm so excited about this program. I want to see results in your lives. I want to see huge results in your guys' life and to give you the skills to lead you there, to lead you to lead yourself. So when I'm not here, when people don't have the answer for you, you know how to do it yourself. That's my goal. And that's my passion. So the Activate program is $555. That's the early bird sale. That price is good for until Sunday night. I have a payment plan on that also. There's also a VIP option for $1,333. That gets you the program plus 3 private calls with me, 1 a week, 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll be activating you privately for whatever desire you want. It'll be held in a private Facebook group, but I just can't wait. That this program is going to be mind-blowing because I've seen what it does in my own life very quickly. Ease and speed and results. You guys know I like that. Blunt, easy to understand, and awesome results. So I am so excited that you guys were here with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any questions, message me. I'll put the link in the comments of where to sign up, and I can't wait to work with you. So have an amazing day and activate all of your desires. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.